I'm so happy everyone spent these years training and getting their ass in the gym because my god, bruh! Yo dudes and dudettes, your fellow neighbor JaxBlade is back, and I just watched the official release for Legend of Aang and Avatar The Last Airbender, and my god, I'm glad I waited because I didn't watch those leaks when they originally came out. All I saw was buffed off and I'm like, no, I'm gonna wait till this officially comes out out of respect for the cast, because I was really hoping it was gonna go to theaters, because even on the Fandango app, they had a little thing that said, oh, you might be able to get tickets for this to go see it in theaters, and I'm like, oh, I want to see this on the big screen. I want to see this. And then later on, they're like, you know what? No, we're gonna just freaking make it a special thing. Maybe you're in California, you get to see it in theaters, or maybe if you're in New York, you can see it in theaters, but like everyone else, you just watch it online. I'm like, bruh, this would have went in on theaters, but we'll talk about that later on in this video. But y'all know me, I'm biased for gains. Was this worth the wait? Let's break it down. Now, first up, no spoilers. I enjoyed this tremendously, okay? Of course I did. Like, I just have been a colossal fan of Avatar since it first released in 2005 when I was like 14, so I was around the same age as the characters, and now it's fun to go back and just see them like all being grown and stuff like that. And so this was just spectacular. I thought the story, the overall story, again, no spoilers, I really enjoyed the concept of Aang realizing, hey, if I die, that's it. There's no more like airbenders or anything like that. And him and Katara, while they're dating, I don't know if they, you know, as Syndrome said, but now watching this to that to this, Legend of Korra, it is more interesting because now you understand his relationship with Tenzin so much more. And speaking of airbenders, Dave Bautista as the villain in this film did a phenomenal job. Like, not only is he incredibly well voiced, but his physicality and the way he uses airbending is so freaking imposing and powerful. Like, yeah, like here we saw what happens when you're about that life, you know, use it maliciously, but seeing him do all these different moves that are like, oh shit, that is wild. That is wild. Like, he was doing some Jedi shit where I was like, what the hell? And then there were certain moves where I was just like, blown away just because of how immaculate the animation is with his scenes. And I love the fact that Toph had like a crush on him in the movie just because he was like, oh, he's this big buff guy, he bet he's handsome and stuff like that, and then Zuko confirming it. And another thing, let's talk about the voices real quick, because this is a thing that I was kind of like on the fence about, and not for any negative reasons, just because there are certain things where you grow up watching, like, okay, this is what, 60 plus episodes of TV that was immaculate, right? It still holds up to this day. People rewatch it to this day, right? When you rewatch a show like that, the voices to the characters, that's who they are. Like, it's just like, that is who they are. I can't imagine anyone else doing the voices. So seeing them as adults, like after years of like seeing this image where it was like, oh, they should have did a video, a freaking series on this image right here, they're finally doing it, and it not being the cast that we know, I was a bit on the fence only for the fact that like, I like when you can watch something back to back and it doesn't take you out of it. But the fact that they were all adults and all the voice actors in this did a phenomenal job. They did a phenomenal job where I was like, okay, yeah, that I can see how that voice would evolve to that voice, because your voice does change as you get older, and there are certain things, so I was like, okay, I can see that, that works. And all the actors did a phenomenal job, so massive shout out to all of them, and I'm sure the original actors would have did a phenomenal job as well, like in this, but I'm glad they at least sounded like it, because one of the things I have a problem with when they recast certain voices is only if the voice does not sound like or does not feel like the original character. Like, it feels like, okay, this just sounds like someone completely different, but I talked about that in depth on like other videos. But enough of this. This is my channel. You know what we gonna talk about. Those gains, okay? So I am just so happy because 2 years ago, I made this video, right? And I did have a request in that video. Matter of fact, let's play it. And also an issue I have with Korra is when we see adult Toph in her prime, we never get to see her out of her armor. And you know adult Toph got those waifu muscles. I do not care. We saw her training with Aang. We saw her daughter Lin. We saw like, okay, I'm not buying that our girl does not have some things going on. Brian and Mike, I'm talking to y'all right now, okay? Give adult Toph some of them core gains in that new movie y'all got coming out. I know y'all can do it. All right, y'all know that is her character. She is some waifu girl. You know that right now, all right? Love y'all work. For those of y'all who agree with me, type show Toph gains down below, all right? Because we all know our girl has some muscles, all right? And they did it! Oh, yes! All right, go check out that video, by the way. It's really fun, it holds up, and I really want to revisit it after like this movie in particular. But I just was watching this film and seeing how jacked everyone was, and I was just like, okay, Aang, okay, Zuko, damn, I when he's like, you know, doing his like, you know, freaking JoJo references and stuff like that, I'm seeing like, he actually has a bit of a build to him. And so that got me so happy. I love the fact that like, just from their lifestyles, that's the type of bodies they like, you know, built from it, just because, you know, they're warriors, they're fighters. They've been doing this for years, since they were children, and they just like, their body is the fruits of their labor. I love that sort of deal. All right. So I could just imagine like all the things I mentioned again in this video paying off for them in dividends, because like I was just like, oh, okay. I was a bit taken back, I'm not gonna lie, because I've always thought like, okay, yeah, Aang is fit, right? He's a bit fit, but I wasn't expecting him to be like, okay, Saitama, okay, One Punch Man, Arrow, One Punch Man, I see you. I was like, okay, I'm happy for him. Like, he made a bunch of bald dudes look sexy. So if you are someone who's losing their hair, just shave it off. Shave it off. Aang has made y'all look great. Aang has made y'all look even better, okay, with his handsome Johnny Sins looking ass, all right? So go do for that, all right? Another thing, like, again though, like, what is up with it? You see Zuko's arms, right? You see his arms, like, my dude is like, are you doing like dips while waiting? Are you doing push-up? Like, I just think of like, you know, him doing an around the world routine. Like, I have an entire playlist if you want to do sort of routines like that, and I'll talk more about something upcoming I have for y'all. But nah, I'm happy. It's that hell yeah core effect I always talk about. Like, there's just something about seeing like, you know, people who are fit, like fighting and doing all these crazy athletic things that just get you amped up to like go, yeah, let's go. So I was losing it. And all of Toph's scenes, I was just like simultaneously like, yes, you freaking get it. I wish we had more scenes of Toph fighting in this movie, because there is like a handful of really good ones where she's just clowning on people. She's just like, you know, dog walking them, and I love it. I love seeing my girl do that, because she's always been my fave. But there's some things where I'm like, oh, I wish we could have had a bit more here, or we could have had some more stuff here, because it was just amazing. And then she had this really cool like Daredevil look with like the metal thing across her eyes, and I'm just like, this is so cold. That is such a cold look. Oh my God. Why didn't I get the freaking fit? I should have got that fit for my upcoming video, but no, I just think that was absolutely beast. And again, speaking of the animation, the choreography in this film is so stellar. It is mind-blowing. Again, I wish we could have seen this in theaters. This would have been making game busters in theaters, because the animation is superb. It is literally the same people who worked on Rise of TMNT. And like, you know, I've talked about TMNT ad nauseum before on this channel, and Rise of TMNT is sort of the black sheep of the TMNT franchise. However, it has by far the best fight scenes of the entire franchise. If you want to learn more about that, check out my TMNT video. But it is so spectacular to see these animators who also worked on that, what was it, Lego Monkey Kid, where they just do all this crazy stuff. They did, oh my God, it's amazing. It's amazing the stuff they were able to do. I was just like, my jaw was aghast, just like watching it. And I was like, this is spectacular. This is amazing. This is superb. This is the ultimate freaking movie fight scene. Just the choreography, all the stuff, the fluidity, how the flames move, how the earth move, how the water move. Like Katara, I haven't spoken enough about Katara. Katara was freaking slaying in this film, especially with the scene where she's pulling the freaking Prince of Egypt's part in the seas way. It was so cold. It was so damn good. It was so damn good. Okay, and now I have to catch myself, because it's literally fresh in my head. It's literally fresh in my head, so I am on a little bit of a hype high, and I don't think sometimes it's fair. Like, I literally was talking about this, there's like my biased opinion, there's my non-biased opinion where I can give like both. But like, it was cold. It was so cold. Like, all the fights in this movie, absolutely breathtaking. The entire team that worked on this, absolutely immaculate. And again, I'm so frustrated, because this would have been so godly in the theater. In the theater, if you had just like had that unlocked, just like, we're releasing this in theaters this day. Do you know how much you could have made? Like, why? Like, my God, this is such a missed opportunity, and I'm frustrated because it would have been so hype. It would have been beautiful, especially in D-Box or 4DX. Watching this movie with the earth bending and shit like that, you know, D-Box where the chairs move and stuff like that, 4DX where the chairs move and they throw water and all that crazy stuff, you know, this would have been fucking hype, but I don't know why. Oh God, it's just frustrating. It's frustrating that something this good got held back by that. And then all the leak bullshit happened too and all that. I just, again, it's sad. But the movie, overall, the positives, we're gonna bring it back because we never do that. Like, think of that as just a critique sandwich thing. We always want to finish with the positive stuff. It was really good. It was a fun time. There are some things that I do wish we could have had a bit more of. Like, there's some things that I realized that would take a bit longer to expand upon. There are some things I wish we had more time with certain characters in certain ways, because like our main cast, while they're great, like I feels like sometimes they're not necessarily given enough time, and I would have loved that. I would have loved if we had more time with them. But yeah, no, I thought this was stellar. But if you made it this far in the video, type "damn Aang" down below, because it shows like, alright, just respect for Aang and stuff like that, and you watched all the way to the end. And also, like, what did you think? Did you love the movie? Did you hate the movie? Do you have any like pros, cons, stuff that you like wish they could have did more of? Like, would you want to have seen this in theaters? Let's get a discussion going down below. And also, yes, for people out there, I am working on a Toph Like the Tunes. I posted about it in the community tab. Like, it should be finished sometime in the next couple weeks. I had a ton of fun with it. It should be really great. I'm excited for y'all, so make sure you have your bell icons on so that when it goes live, you'll be there. I also have been working on something since January because I was talking to a lot of my clients throughout the new year because, you know, personal trainer. And one of the things I just noticed with a lot of people is just how life has been hard recently. It's just been a lot of stress. It's a lot of like stuff which makes them feel like I don't have time, I don't have energy, I don't have to, you know, do certain things. So I made an entire program that I call it the Slice of Life Fit program, because, you know, a colossal dork. I love my anime, like my action anime, but I also love my Slice of Life anime and stuff like that. So I made a program based on that concept of how you can just, you know, live your life. And I hadn't released a program since 2022. The last one I released was Hybrid Theory. So this was just like a fun one I was working on in my spare time and putting the finishing touches on it. So it should be released in the next couple weeks, so you can check it out when it is. But yeah, no, I wanted to make something to help everyone out with that. But in the meantime, you'll have Toph Like the Tunes, and also I have a Spider-Man video incoming as well, which should be really fun. But as I always say, thank you for watching. If you want to join a group of also fit nerds who like work out and do that sort of stuff, check out my school group. We have a ton of people in there improving. It's super fun in there, so get after it. And you can also, if you want more in-depth coaching for something tailor-made for you, click my link down below and we can talk about like me being your sensei, and I'll like, you know, talk on Zoom with you and see if we can help you reach your goals. But yeah, no, thank you for watching. Remember, like I always say, keep calm, booyah on, and don't forget, moment time. My God, Toph! I'm so happy. Toph culture!